Okay, this is accessibility.com. These are websites that have been sued for not being ADA compliant, and we're looking to see if a year after being sued for not being ADA compliant, or this is October, so less than a year, but we're looking to see did they make them ADA compliant. And so far, none of them have. So this right here is Buccan Palm Beach. Buccan Palm Beach. It's a good looking website, isn't it? But you can already tell this isn't going to be ADA compliant. I mean, that's hard to read. And these plugins right here, they make it not ADA compliant. Matter of fact, this company's competition, Accessibility B, got fined $1 million from the federal government for saying those plugins make you ADA compliant. What they do is they make you a target. In addition to making you a target, they also cause problems. I was looking to see who the web designer was. But they make you a target for lawsuits because people look for these little accessibility overlays, and they know your website's not accessible, and they know the overlay doesn't fix it. The companies that make the machinery for the screen readers and that stuff have said point blank that those things don't make you, that they cause problems with their platform. If you look right here too, this thing scrolls left to right. Look at that. That's some bad code there. Let's just stick this stuff in here and look at this. The coding, I already know it's going to be full of coding errors. The thing scrolls left to right. And let's look at page speed. Let's come back over here. Let's look and see. And this plugin right here checks it. It finds like 20% of the problems. So if this thing is finding problems, there's probably another, I mean, if it found 29, there's probably another 50 that it didn't find because it only finds like 20% of the problems. So if we look right here, we've got all these contrasting errors. I knew they were going to be contrasting. I mean, maybe changing them to black might fix those. But this company has already been sued one time for not being ADA compliant, and they didn't fix the problems. I mean, look at this, a redundant alternative text. So this is bad text. You already know if they have redundant alternative text, they've gone through and copied the alternative text over and over and over again into I mean, look at this, 6 suspicion. I mean, this is a lawsuit right here. That they can call it an alert, but the ADA image text is very important, and they've got, I mean, we've got alerts coming up like crazy for this. Skipped header level 3 suspicious link text. I mean, this thing has all kinds of problems in here. Look at this. Very small text. Where's that at? Redundant link. I don't know where that small text is. Tab index 1. Let's see. What's this? This is going to be contrast errors there. So this thing's full of ADA compliance errors even after they've been sued. They've been sued and still their development company, either they didn't go back to the development company. Look how slow that thing is. Or and these things slow down the website too. If a website, we come over and we look at the page speed. This website takes 6 seconds to load. Google did a study and they said you lose 53% of your traffic in 3 seconds. So in 6 seconds, that means you're losing over 100% of your traffic. That means if you're running ads and you're advertising and you're trying to get people to your website, Google's study went like this. People were complaining about their pay-per-clicks. They're spending money on ads and they're not making sales. So Google says, why aren't these people making sales? So they run a study on their platform and they come to the conclusion, hey, listen, 53% of people, we've studied millions of websites. We've got a website where everybody on the internet is running ads on the pay-per-click. And 53%, more than half the people will click away and leave if a website takes just 3 seconds to load. So if the LCP is 3 seconds, 53% of the people are going to click away and leave the website. This one is 6 seconds. So then they said, hey, listen, there's a ranking penalty in 2.5 seconds. So if the website if the LCP for the website is not in 2.5 seconds, if the largest content pane is not in under 2.5 seconds, there's going to be a ranking penalty. In addition to that, they said, hey, listen, it costs us money to send our bot out to go spider the internet and look for content to steal everybody's content. It costs us money. So if your website takes more than a second for the first content pane, the FCP, then we're going to have to abandon the spider. We may spider a couple pages if it's like 1.5 or something, but we're not going as deep because there's a timeout limit. So we have a timeout limit for the bot, and that bot's allowed to spider as many pages as it can in this limit. So if it takes more than a second, they're not going to be able to spider as many pages as if it took 0.9 milliseconds or 0.5 milliseconds. So the faster the first content pane is, the more pages we can spider. At 4.8, they'll abandon the spidering. They've already said that, listen, if it takes too long, if it's too slow, then we're not going to be able to get anywhere anyway. So we'll just abandon that call altogether because you've got problems with your website, and we don't want to be responsible for that problem because our spider is going to slow the website down even more. So we'll just abandon the spidering altogether because you've got problems. So that means that this website right here can add new content. Have they got a blog on here? Probably not. The terms and conditions, like I said, this is just crazy here, is it not? In-house creative accessibility. They've got the accessibility link, but the website's not accessible, and it's obvious it's not accessible. And you know, you've got free tools everywhere to check it to make sure it's accessible. So it's just another lawsuit waiting to happen. And the menu, it's a little hard there's no images on here. Maybe they tried to fix other problems by removing the images or something, but not a very good menu at all. If you look and people say all the time, they say it's impossible. They've said it so much that I built this website right here. We've got a menu on here. You've got images for the menu. We've got catering, rewards, everything that a real website is going to have, we've built into this. And then I keep doing that. Then if you come over here, and if you look, there's zero accessibility problems, nothing. Even though this is a dark background, and it's harder to work with a dark background. If it was all black, it probably wouldn't be as bad, but this is a brown color. So a color like this is going to be harder to work with than, I wonder what's going on here. These are showing the tags, H3. This is showing, anyway. So, and if you look, this has zero coding errors. If you're a professional web developer, then you check to make sure there's no coding errors. You should not have errors in your code. You should fix that. Then, if you look at the load times, this one's 1.5 milliseconds for the largest content pane and 0.9 milliseconds for the first content pane, and it's still got errors in here. These errors need to be fixed. We need to go through and fix the rest of these errors. But trying to throw a sample together, real quick to see what you can do, we left some errors in here. So these errors need to be gone back through and fixed, and I'll fix those. I'm not going to leave them there. I'll fix them later today. But if you're a coder, you should be checking your code. If you pay somebody to write an article for you, and they give it back to you, and it's got 281 spelling errors, you would say, hey, this is not a professional writer. This writer gave me an article to put on my website and said, look, this is ready to go. And it had 281 errors in it. Look, this is a straight in-tag link. You're closing a link somewhere where there's not even a link, and this is going to mess up the rest of the code on the web. Some of this stuff, attribute position not allowed on link, you've got, look at all these errors. Position not allowed on an element link, another straight in-tag link. Another straight in-tag link. What did y'all do? Y'all just closed everything without looking. Position not allowed on the element link. You've got attribute not allowed on the element. Any one of these errors can prevent it from working correctly on a device. This thing is full of coding errors. It loads in 6 seconds, so that means that this client, this customer, is losing traffic. He's bleeding visitors like crazy. He's bleeding over 53% of the people who find this website are leaving because it's so slow. It's really sad that web designers don't care any more about their customers than that. If we click on shop, look here, we've got a shopping cart in here, quick view. Yeah, it's got a shopping cart in here. select half a dozen. If this is a gift card, ingredients. So it's got a shopping cart in here. That's good. Add to cart, checkout. Pretty simple little shopping cart, isn't it? Secure checkout. But it's not ADA compliant. It's not. The load times are terrible. If we run it in that shopping cart, we'll probably find even more problems. The reservation is on the website, I guess. Nope. Look at this. We've got an open table. Why wouldn't you put the reservation on your own website? Once they're on your website now, why send them somewhere else to make the reservations? That confuses me. But anyway, you can see the problems with this website. You can see what needs to be fixed. And you can see even after a lawsuit, their web developer still hasn't fixed the problems yet.